Yo, it's your boy Dctree, and this is Dctree-Nation, the channel on YouTube that covers hoops and heroes. And today we're talking hoops. We're talking about San Antonio Spurs, y'all. And I gotta say, I am pleased that we were able to beat the Lakers. But if I'm being honest, that game was a little too close for LeBron not playing, you know? So it got me to thinking, man, like we're growing. This is a growing season. But we still are struggling in crunch time, man. Our crunch time play is pretty weak, man. Our crunch time play is weaker than Kate Bishop was against Kingpin that time. Crunch time play is weaker than a Ben Simmons free throw.
All those right-handed push shots, but he is left-handed, and he barely tipped iron on that free throw.
Listen, the San Antonio Spurs crunch time play is weaker than Spider-Man's original name.
Human spider, that's it? That's the best you got?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Y'all get what I'm trying to say, man. They need to work on some things, but not all hope is lost. It's 3 things they can do that can help them with this weakness. But before I jump too deep into it, if you like my content, please sub to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that bell for more videos. Thank you so much for the continued support. Okay guys, I want to start this video just by saying, hey, this is not a video to overly criticize our young team, man. And that's one thing that's been irking me about Spurs Nation. We did drop a couple games, we did lose, and people were really getting like upset. Like, I'm like, why are you getting upset for us losing games when you know this is a rebuilding year? You know that we're learning, you know we're gonna make mistakes. So this isn't that type of video. I know my intro was a little harsh, but that's more for style purposes. You know, icebreaker purposes. You know, I'm a full advocate for the rebuild. I'm not really concerned about wins right now. I'm concerned about growth. So that's why I made this video. And one way that will help the Spurs grow in terms of crunch time is, my God, we got to get better at the free throw line, man. Free throws are an important part of the game. They should be free points. That's why they're called free throws. But for the Spurs, it's just a mountain for us to climb each game, man, because we get it on both sides of the paradigm. Not only are we dead last in free throw attempts at 19 in the game, we're dead last in the league. Not only are we that, we shoot a horrible percentage. I think we're like, you know, the 4th or 5th worst team in the league at shooting free throws. Like, we can't do both, y'all. We can't not get to the line, and then when we finally get to the line, stink up the joint. And I'm telling you, I'm not talking about shooting like a 65, 66% or something like that. Last night we shot like 52, 53% against the Lakers. That keeps the game close, man. You know, that takes away a possession. You get what I'm saying? Because they committed a foul. That takes away a possession. That takes away the possibility of shooting a 3. It takes the possibility of shooting a 2. And we're going to the line and only getting 1 point, man. That right there spells disaster for crunch time situations. So this is something we desperately need to work on, man. We got one of the best shooting coaches in the NBA, Chip England. Got one of the best coaches of all time in Greg Popovich. And I hope and pray that each practice, beginning, middle, and end, he got these jokers working on them daggone free throws, man, because we got to get that percentage up. And see, the free throw issue kind of segues into my second point. You know, a second way we can improve crunch time for this team is that we need to get more attempts at the free throw line at the end of games. See, and we need those attempts to come from our main ball handlers and our main scorers. DeJounte, Lonnie, Keldon. We have the tendency at the end of games to depend on long jumpers, okay? Murray, every once in a while, he'll get in the paint to make something happen. But even with his shot in his game, it's still some tough shots in the painted area. It's not going all the way to the cup. It's not going all the way to the rim. Keldon takes threes. Lonnie has a tendency to take threes. He's been getting better at the, attacking the basket, but we need that same intensity in the 4th quarter. Okay. And Lonnie has disappeared in the 4th quarter. Murray has brick shots in the 4th, and Keldon, he goes missing in the 4th a lot sometimes. Okay. Because his game is more tailored towards earlier parts in the game, so they have to look for the contact. And see, when you're not a good free throw shooting team, or you're not a good free throw shooter individually, you tend to avoid the contact at the end of games because you know you may miss the shots. So 1 and 2, point 1 and 2 kind of are intertwined. Could have been the same point, to be honest with you, but I want to kind of make it a separate point just to make that point that, hey, we have to, look for the contact. We have to create the contact, and that'll make it easier for us to score in crunch time situations because the defenses are intense. The double teams are coming for Murray. The nervousness is starting to kick in. It's better to get a free throw with no defense than to try to take a tough three or a tough leaner or a tough floater. So again, you have to look for the contact. And again, if you look at the stats, the Spurs aren't looking for a contact. At 19 attempts a game from the free throw line, that's very telling for a team that doesn't shoot a whole lot of threes. It's not like we're at the top of the league shooting threes. We're essentially a mid-range scoring team, but we have to push the issue sometimes in crunch time and force the ref to make the whistle, to make the call. The last way I think we can help the crunch time situation is really, if I'm being frank, become more creative at the end of games, man. I feel like our offense is stagnant at the end of games. Like, we don't have a whole lot of movement. You get what I'm saying? I wish Pop, had a little bit more creativity, with freeing up a McDermott, freeing up a Keldon, freeing up a Lonnie, helping our better shooters get high percentage shots from behind the arc. We're getting a tendency of kind of like doing isolation ball with Murray all the time, and it's getting better, a little bit better game to game, but that's my boy. I love Murray. I think his improvement has been great, but you don't want him going one-on-one all the time. Now, I know some people, are big on that, but you got to remember now, at the end of the day, Pop is still running the team. So if he can call a play and trump anything Murray is thinking about. So if Murray is going one-on-one, you better believe 9 times out of 10, Pop is okay in that, okay? And it's another side of it, I feel like, I don't think Murray is playing hero ball. I don't think he's trying to steal the glory. We just have players that are tentative at the end of games. Like they treat that ball like a hot potato. You know what I'm saying? Lonnie is getting better. Keldon's getting better. But it's still not where you need it to be, especially if you're reading the scouting report, your opposing team, and you watch even a couple Spurs games. You know where the ball is going, and it's going to Murray, and Murray doesn't have that lift in his game to end it like a Kobe or something like that. He's not that type of player. So you're putting a lot of pressure on him to get a bucket. Like last night, we went I think the last 5 minutes of the game without a bucket. Like, our defense really won that game for us, which is exciting in one end, but it's kind of nerve-wracking in another end, going 4 minutes without scoring, bricking stuff, man. So it's a little bit more creativity, some back cuts, some double screens, whatever you got to do to free people up. All right, guys, that's it for this one. All in all, I'm proud of our guys for, competing every night, getting better, growing. I'm happy about the future. I'm excited about the future, man. And I'm willing to see what happens this season with a positive outlook and a positive mind. And I honestly think most of Spurs Nation should have this attitude as well. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Check me out in the comments. Check me out on the other videos on the channel. I got some Batman stuff up. Check me out there. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.